Bitcoin absolutely plummeted earlier today. Why and what is next? Those are questions we are going to answer right now. I'm looking at a daily chart of Bitcoin. Before we get into that, or really to start that conversation, I'm going to switch over to one of my favorite tools, that is tradingview.com. I use it in the crypto world every day. I'm going to look at Bitcoin's technical analysis that TradingView provides. I'm on the 1 day. We're seeing a summary of neutral, that is neither a sell nor a buy. Oscillators are neutral with moving averages showing a buy. The 1 week is a buy. Oscillators are showing a sell with moving averages a strong buy. And the 1 month is a buy with oscillators neutral and moving averages a strong buy. The oscillators by default tend to move faster. They are more reactive than moving averages. That's the reason you're seeing more of a reaction in the oscillators and even showing a sell, if I recall, on one of these. I think it was the weekly. That's the reason you are seeing, yes, sell on the oscillators, is because they are more reflective of price. So if somebody were to open their chart and see, good grief, Bitcoin fell from 45,000 to 41,000 in 1 day, yeah, maybe we should sell. Okay, if that's the only candle you're looking at, you might think as well, good grief, we got to get out. The whole world is falling apart. And that's kind of what the oscillators are. They're more reactive to the ups and downs of the market. All right. So Bitcoin fell. I think we all saw that. Last time I looked at Bitcoin and did a video on it, we were sitting comfortably above 45,000. It was the beginning of this day right here. We had a nice green candle about right here. I went to bed, woke up, and the next morning it had done this right here. And that fall happened in about 1 hour. I've switched to the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin. Here's the 2 hours that did the damage. Excuse me, it happened in 2 hours. From here all the way to here. And then over the last 12 hours, it rebounded some and has been ranging since. Why did Bitcoin, after it had finally broken its December high of 44,000 and a half roughly, and was finally over that 45,000 mark, why did it just poop the bed, if you will, and fall down to 41 and a half? Well, there were some rumors, so far unsubstantiated, that the SEC had denied Bitcoin's ETFs that are up for approval. Again, that is an unsubstantiated rumor at this point. We don't know, but some media did report that, and this was the result. This was the move based on that news, which we are expecting news to come out on whether the ETFs have been approved sometime this week or next. It should be coming shortly, but that was not the news. Okay, that was not the news. That was a rumor of the news. And so this is what happened to Bitcoin. You cannot foresee things like that. It's like if you trade stocks, you wake up in the morning and some analyst has downgraded your stock in the middle of the night or the mid-morning or middle or first of the morning. Well, that stock's going to fall. You had no way of knowing it. It's just one of those things, which is why in trading you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your downside. Let's take a look at where we are, though. Has anything really changed for Bitcoin? I would say on the long term, no. I mean, it's annoying that we had broken that 45,000 and looked like we were aiming for new highs, and now we're not. But let's take a look at where we were just 2 months ago. 2 months ago, Bitcoin was at roughly 26,000. We're at 42,000 right now, almost 43. Hardly a time to complain. We were just at this level last week. Okay, so if you get too emotionally involved with price, it's easy to say, "Oh my goodness, we've lost 8% of Bitcoin value in 2 hours." Well, that is frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. I can look up here, and if you zoom out to the weekly, again, we were just at this level just last week. It's not like we were at this level 5 years ago and we're at all-time lows. We're still comfortably resting right here on this flag after this fantastic run up. So it's annoying, but it surely should not be breaking your bank or changing your belief in anything that Bitcoin has going on in the future. In fact, I happen to know this, we were watching this wedge as it was being created and expecting a breakout, and it did break out on the 1st of January because we were seeing lower highs and higher lows, which is constricting this price. That's what this level is for. Okay. But if I take away this, which is not particularly useful now, look, our level still holds perfectly. This line did not move. I have not touched this line. This line was the line I drew several weeks or several days ago. Just so happened price got down to that trend line and rebounded. So this line is still holding. And in fact, you could actually draw this line kind of now. What do we have there? Well, we have on the daily of Bitcoin a rising wedge. That's fantastic for any financial instrument you want to be in. You want to see rising channels, rather, not a wedge, but a channel. You want to see higher highs and lower lows being created, and that's exactly what is happening with Bitcoin right now. Even after this fantastic move, I went back to the weekly. Look at this. Now, sure, you don't want to see this big old drawdown. Again, this is this 4,000 point drawdown. You don't want to see that, but things happen in the market, and it doesn't mean Bitcoin has forever been destroyed. What are we looking for in the near future? Well, if you are a short-term trader, you should be a little bit nervous because you don't know if the ETFs are going to be approved. You don't know how the market is going to react either way. So if you're a short-term trader, if I was trading Bitcoin short-term, I'd be nervous. I don't trade short-term. I trade long-term. I'm in it for the long haul. I add and hold, and that's what I'm doing right now. Another person I was listening to said he bought at the somewhere around the low right here because he just wants more Bitcoin, and he said, well, that was a fantastic time to buy. A little bit of fear in the market. Let me pick up some more. I personally did not do that, but he did, and that's one way to do it. All we're looking for right now is this continuous move up. Excuse me. Now, that may not happen. If we break out of this trend line, we've got to look at 40,000 for support, perhaps 38,000, but we've got no indication of that. I mean, this is a pretty big move, and the market has held perfectly. Perfectly. It's funny. I said we were at this level last week. Heck, we were at this level 2 days ago, right? So there's no reason in the world to get freaked out. There's no reason in the world to panic. It was just some news that came out, and this is what the market did. 2 lessons to learn. 1, protect your downside. You never know in the market what's going to happen. You must protect yourself. Number 2, don't put in more than you can stand to lose. You don't need to put in more than you can stand to lose. All right, that's where we are on Bitcoin. Everything's still looking pretty good, and we'll have to see what comes up next. All right, be sure to check back in.